and Under the Snow by Kate Messner. We will name something that happens in winter. We will tell something that happens over the snow. We will tell something that happens under the snow. So here's this great resource called Watch and Learn Library. I'll show you more about it later, but we're going to see a short movie about what winter is like. The username is OTEMCPS and the password is Flix. Here's Watch and Learn, and they tell us the keywords first, so here are the keywords.
As you watch the video, listen for these important words: blizzard, hibernation, icicle.
Okay, so we're done with that, so let's watch the movie about winter.
You ready? Let's go!
Signs of winter. Do you see winter out your window? Signs of winter are everywhere. Warm clothes are a sign of winter. Winter is the coldest season, so people bundle up in coats, mittens, scarves, and hats. As winter gets closer, we have less and less sunlight. The sun doesn't rise as high in the sky. The days get shorter. Do you notice that the sky is still dark in the morning when you wake up? Then it gets dark early in the evening. Snow and ice are signs of winter too. When water gets cold enough, it freezes. Frost can form on windows. Long icicles hang down. When snow falls, it covers the world in white. Snow is fun for slipping, sliding, and sledding. But a big snowstorm can be dangerous. A blizzard is a heavy snowstorm with strong winds. When a blizzard happens, we should stay inside. Even when there's no snow on the ground, the world outside looks different in winter. Where did the flowers go? With less light and cold weather, many plants stop growing. Some kinds of trees lose their leaves. We don't see as many animals around either. Some animals hide out in winter homes. They may go into a deep sleep called hibernation. Other animals travel to warmer places, where there is plenty of food to eat. That's right, not every place becomes freezing cold. If you live in a warmer place, you might see birds coming to spend the winter near you. Then, after the long winter, spring will bloom, and it all changes again.
Okay, so that was about winter. So what do animals do in the winter according to that? Some migrate or move, like geese that fly south. Some hibernate or sleep, like bears and some of the dormice. Some just look harder for food, like foxes, and some of the birds I see in the winter are looking really hard for food, and deer too. So look at this video. Before we watch it, guess what the fox is doing? Okay, now watch this because it's kind of amazing.
The fox. This clever canine has an amazing set of skills. Deep snow covers the black hills of the Dakotas, and hidden under that icy blanket, field mice are stirring. The odds of catching anything might seem hopeless, but not to him. An enormous leap to catch a critter under 3 feet of snow. But how the heck did he do it? He's homing in on something. takes immense concentration, and he needs complete quiet. His ears can pick up the faintest scamper from beneath the snow. But there's a catch. He almost always comes up empty-handed, unless he's facing north. But how's that possible? As unbelievable as it sounds, scientists now think he's actually homing in on the magnetic field of the planet, using it to calculate and plot his trajectory. The kind of math missiles use to hit their targets. Just the slightest distraction can throw him off. But if he's got the North Pole in his sights, he's guaranteed a meal nearly 75% of the time.
Wasn't that interesting? Okay, so now we're going to have a story. So repeat after me. I wiggle my fingers. I wiggle my toes. I wiggle my shoulders. I wiggle my nose. Now all my wiggles are out of me. Wiggle around like that bird. And I sit still as I can be. Eyes open, point to your eyes to see the pictures. Ears open, point to your ears to hear the words. Mouth closed so I can listen. Let's say the rhyme and have a story. We will notice what is happening over and under the snow. Now I'm going to take you to Hoopla, which is provided by the public library, and they have this book called Over and Under the Snow. And Under the Snow by Kate Messner with art by Christopher Silas Neal. Over the snow I glide, into woods frosted fresh and white. Over the snow a flash of fur. A red squirrel disappears down a crack. Look, he's up here. Where did he go? Under the snow, says Dad. Under the snow is a whole secret kingdom where the smallest forest animals stay safe and warm. You're skiing over them right now, her dad says. Over the snow I glide, past beech trees rattling leftover leaves and strong, silent pines that stretch to the sky. On a high branch, a great horned owl keeps watch. He's over the snow. But under the snow, a tiny shrew, it's a little bit like a mouse, dodges columns of ice. It follows a cool tunnel along the moss, out of sight. Look, Dad, tracks. Tracks always tell a story. Do you see the animal tracks here? Over the snow, a deer has crossed our path. Deer hoof prints punch through the crust up the hill under a tree. An oval of melted snow tells the story of a good night's sleep. Oh, so maybe the deer slept here. Over the snow I climb, digging in my edges so I don't slide back down. Under the snow, voles scratch through slippery tunnels, searching for morsels from summer feast. And there's a vole. That's another one that's kind of like a mouse. Over the snow I swoosh. Down, down, faster, faster, down, faster, faster, whoops. So she's going woo, down the hill. Under the snow, a snowshoe hare watches from a shelter of spruce. Almost invisible, she smooths her fur, a coat of winter white. Over the snow I glide past reeds where tadpoles play tag in springtime. And actually the frogs will hibernate for winter and they will be under the snow. Now, did you see the rabbit? Oh, there's the rabbit under the branch here. Under the snow, fat bullfrogs snooze. They dream of sun-warmed days back when they had tails, and that was what we saw on the page before. Over the snow I stand and stare, little mountains in the marsh. What's under that little mountain in the marsh? Under the snow, beavers gnaw, that means chew, on aspen bark, settled in for supper. Can they hear my tummy rumbling too? Listen, listen, listen still. Over the snow, stop, a sound. We stand, look them back here, we stand like statues carved in ice, till a bushy-tailed fox steps from a thicket, tips his ear to the ground, listens, listens. Still, I bet you know what he's going to do. Leaps, and he leaps onto the snow after an invisible dinner. His paws scratch away to find the mouse he heard scratching along underneath, under the snow. Over the snow I glide, a full moon lights my path to supper. Under the snow, a chipmunk wakes for a meal. Bedroom, kitchen, hallway, his house under my feet. I guess he was sleeping. Over the snow I climb one last hill. Bonfire smoke rises, warm hands, hot cocoa, hot dogs sizzling on pointed sticks. Under the snow, a black bear snores, still full of October blueberries and trout. So he's hibernating. Remember, we saw that some animals sleep through the winter. Over the snow, the fire crackles, and sparks shoot up to the stars. I lick sticky marshmallows from my lips and lean back with heavy eyes. Shadows dance in the flames, and this is the girl with her bonfire, and they cooked hot dogs and they're having s'mores. Under the snow, this is a good one, a queen bumblebee drowses away December all alone. She'll rule a new colony in spring, so the bee is hibernating. I bet you didn't know bees hibernated. Over the snow, I glide home on tired legs. Clouds whisper down feathery soft flakes. So she's gliding home. Under the covers, I snuggle deep and drift into dreams. So that's like over the covers, under the covers. Isn't that funny? I have dreams of cuddling deer mice and slumbering frogs, hungry beavers and tunneling voles, drowsy bears and busy squirrels, and the secret kingdom under the snow. And then this is the author's note. And this is just to tell you which animals were in it. And here are the red squirrels, not only travel and hide under snow, but also store food underground. And then this one's a shrew, and the words are up here. Shrews are little animals like mice that sometimes become meals for great horned owls and other predators. So subnivean tunnels provide important shelter. And here's a deer. White-tailed deer sleep under the evergreens with cones. And here's deer mice, and those are little mice. And they make nests out of grass and leaves and bits of plant. And they sleep huddled together. Voles look like fat mice, but with shorter tails and smaller ears and eyes like mice. Shrews voles forage for food under the snow, so they don't sleep, they're looking for food. Snowshoe hares are famous for their seasonal color change. In summer, the hares have a coat that's reddish-brown. They turn white in winter. Bullfrogs hibernate, buried in the mud. Beavers don't hibernate, but they're less active, so they don't need as much food, and they stay in their frozen lodges. Red foxes often eat small mammals like mice, voles, and shrews, but it's hard to find them in the winter. Chipmunks dig burrows in the earth and live there under the snow in the wintertime. A chipmunk's home often has different chambers, one for sleeping, one for storing food, and several tunnels for exiting and entering. So storing food, they store up for the winter, but they don't sleep all winter. Black bears sleep most of the wintertime. Before they go to sleep, they gorge themselves. That means they eat a lot of foods like fish and berries, so they'll have enough energy to last till spring. Bumblebees don't all survive in the cold climate. In fact, males and worker bees die in the fall, leaving only the queen bees alive, so the queen bee hibernates. So that was the Over the Snow, Under the Snow book. All right. What was something that was over the snow? What do you think was over the snow? Was it the skiers? Was it the bee? No, it wasn't. Was it the chipmunk? No, it wasn't. Was the owl over the snow, on top? How about the fox? Was the fox over the snow? How about the frog? Was the frog over the snow? No, he was under. Which one was under? And I bet you know from before. Was the bee under? How about the chipmunk? What else was under? It was the frog, wasn't it? Now, the fox did dive under the snow, but most of the time he was over the snow. So, get a paper notebook or whiteboard, draw a line across the middle, draw something that goes under the snow on the bottom, okay, like I drew a bee. Draw something that goes over the snow on the top, so there's a little person skiing. I could also have drawn a fox. And anything else you think would make the picture look nice. So I hope you enjoyed Over the Snow and Under the Snow, and I'll put these links on your classroom page, on your dashboard. But here's how to draw a cardinal in winter. Here's making a snowman. Here's making a snowflake. And if you want to look for those, they'll be on your My MCPS Classroom media page.